Well, if you've ever dreamed of retiring early, and I know that would probably be most people, this is your wake-up call because the right strategy could make it possible. Certified financial planner professional and your financial quarterback, Jim Lineweaver, is joining us to explain 3 key roles that can help you get there, which if they're not used the right way, it could actually be a bad thing. We'll talk about that in a moment. But first, so I think people think of retirement, it's always in their 60s.
Right.
But that's not necessarily the case. It doesn't have to be the case.
No, we've had people retire in their 40s before.
That would be nice. That's not happening for me, but.
Yeah. So if you've accumulated a lot of money into a retirement plan, the key is usually 59.5, right? And you can avoid that 10% early distribution penalty if you're in your 60s and start to take money out. But if you're pre-59.5, that's not always the case. So there's a couple of things that you can do. One is called a rule of 72. And what that does is that says that if you're going to retire before 59.5, then you can roll over your 401k or 403b to a self-directed IRA, and then you can take substantial equal payments out and avoid the 10% penalty. But the catch is you have to do that over a 5-year period of time or till 59.5, whichever is greater. Okay. So herein lies the problem. If you roll it all over and do a 72T distribution from one IRA, and let's say you're 50, then you got to have that distribution for 9.5 years. So the better thing to do is try to split that up into maybe multiple IRAs so that you can get the monthly cash flow you want. And boy, in 5 years, if inflation's higher and you need more money, you can go to the second one. So you got to be careful how you do this.
I didn't even realize you could do multiple IRAs like that. And I mean, this is why we need experts to help. I mean, not everyone. And there are people out there much smarter than I who maybe could figure this out on their own, but it is why we have people like you to work us through all of the ways that we can, I don't want to say skirt the system, but, you know, work to our benefit.
Yes, no, it's all there in black and white. You just got to get it to your side. And we don't want to push the envelope, right? So you don't get a second chance on that.
And that's not what he does. That's why he has the accreditation and everything that he does, because he does not push the envelope.
And we have a whole tax company too, so to juggle it. There's another rule. It says the rule of 55, okay? So this says if you retire at age 55 or later, okay, what ends up happening is then you can leave your money in your 401k or 403b, start to take money out, and also not have to pay the 10% early distribution penalty. Still got to pay your taxes. Not going to get around that.
You can't ever get
but
around that,
we're trying to get around this penalty for people that may want to retire early.
So what if you even want to retire earlier than that, like 55?
Yeah. So you can use that for that. But another thing to do is think about people, like right now the market's priced to perfection, right? It could be just a little thing that, look at last Friday, had a big correction in the market day, right? So there's going to be more volatility to come. So if you're thinking about retiring, and let's say you are over age 59.5, but you're not going to retire yet, maybe that's 1 or 2 years out. But if you look at your 401k or 403b, you only have like maybe 30 options inside there instead of the whole universe. So if you're 59.5 or greater, you can roll a big chunk of your 401k or 403b to a self-directed IRA, let your financial advisor manage that for you, and maybe they can diversify you more, but also put some safety nets in there so that if you are 1 or 2 years from retirement, you can have a smoother transition than if there's a big market drop, then maybe you have to either go back to work or continue working more than you wanted to.
And if you're younger than a certain, like say 55, and you want to pull your money, is that possible to do?
You can roll it to an IRA, but then you're going to fall back to that rule. Then you're going to do the 72T, which, so we got all these T's and rules and all this kind of stuff. It's like, exactly.
That's why I just always called you and say, Jim, tell me what to do, when to do it. And what I love most about having you as my financial planner too is the tax aspect of it too, that you have the tax team that it's all combined, everything's there, so everything you're doing with your money, it's all in one big package.
Exactly. So the right hand always needs to know what the left hand's doing. So if you are with a financial advisor and you have a tax professional, but if they're not coordinating, it doesn't do you any good. You could have the best returns in the world, but if you lose it all to taxes, what good does it do? Okay.
That's why I have him. I'm appreciative of that, that's for sure. Hey, you can have him too. You can always catch Jim with his wonderful show that airs Sundays, The Financial Quarterback, as well. You can give him a call on the number there on your screen, and also go to lineweaver.net if you want more information. Yeah, I'm very happy with my work with you, so thank you very much. It's always good to see you.
Likewise.
And it's good to have financial experts like this that can really help us to ease the stress in our lives, I think, of all the things that are out there.